Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain.
It's Blur's Day.
How's it going?
Oh my God. We've almost made it through the week.
We almost made it through the week. What?
Blur's Day.
Say what now?
Right. Welcome to February 24th. The day the war in the Ukraine started between Russia and the Ukraine.
Oh, wait, what?
They invaded last night.
Oh,
They took over the airport. Maria didn't answer the phone, but I talked to the guy that was there. They're not taking any check-ins. The hotel is closed down for right now.
you called them?
I did. I called them this morning and said they were doing. I know people there now.
Yeah.
I know people. You know people. We know people.
Ooh, wow.
Bombs were going off.
I'll be honest, like, I didn't see this coming. I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, like, I'm not gonna
Oh,
say I
the
didn't
part where I
see
was
it.
calling.
I didn't
I
see
just
it,
randomly
like,
called to check out.
yeah, I didn't see it happening, like, today. I didn't.
I saw pretty much in the sense that it was.
I didn't wake up realizing that this was a thing going on in the world, you know?
Well, it was 24, 48 hours before the final walk-in that you could see them pull out the Russian diplomats. As soon as they pulled, and that's when you knew that they were telegraphing now's the time.
Gosh.
That when I talked to Maria a week ago, she didn't think this was going to happen either. You know, that's what hit me. When I was like, you know what, as we're sitting here going, oh my God, I didn't expect this to happen today. The place she works is shut.
Yeah.
Yeah. That they're telling people to not expect the Ukrainian government to get them out. I talked to my friend from Canada, and you know that in the end, that's going to be, you know, you're supposed to, you know, stay in place and try and survive.
I've heard that because they're not in NATO, we can't, like, officially help them, but we can, like, send them guns and stuff.
It's a big game.
Yeah, no, because what I heard was that, like, if you attack a NATO country, you're attacking all of us.
Personally, I think today they should have announced, and guess what? We've decided to just simply
To
accept
let
it.
them accept them into, yeah.
Get out now or we're coming.
Right.
The problem is Putin and being pushed with the idea they know who we are.
And they know we're not
They know we're not. We're too afraid of the war. So what they do is they use that to not have a war. Ha ha ha, we'll just do what we want then. You're not going to do it. And I'm telling you, the next 10 years goes totally different if the Ukraine becomes part of NATO today and the troops start rolling across the border into Ukraine. Well, no, it would affect.
Yeah, all those talks of me joining the military, possibly. No.
Well, the thing about it is,
Good.
I think Russia would back down.
I think Russia will back down.
I think the problem is there's no backbone and they know it.
I'm not sure that they would. I'm not sure.
Well, I think if we move troops in to defend sovereignty, if the rest, here's the problem. What really stops us is China and Russia working together. The UN there are the select members that have veto power.
Mm-hmm.
China and
Well,
Russia are
it's the
both
same.
on that list.
It's almost the same argument of. I know that he's a very different person because he had very different plans, but it's the same argument with if the UK and France would have actually, like, stood behind Czechoslovakia and Austria
Poland.
in World War II. Well, they stood behind Poland. They went to war over Poland.
Poland's where they finally
they
draw
definitely
the line,
went to
but
they definitely went to war over Poland, but like Czechoslovakia and
Right.
Austria were like the two where they were trying to appease him still, and
but
they were trying to
still
give him something.
He still already had large control in Poland, and it was going to fall.
Right.
Poland's already halfway there with the ghettos and everything, wasn't it? When Hitler finally walked
No,
in.
when he walked in,
Uh-huh.
like, cause what Hitler tried to do was I think there was some type of fake attack that he tried to, he attacked his own place and then blamed Poland for
Sound
it.
familiar?
Yes. But he blamed Poland for it, and then he walked in. Soon as he walked in, Chamberlain and France, I don't remember who was in charge of France, but
Right.
said, all right, we're going to war.
Well, and the weird thing is, I think if we had stood by that line right now, war wouldn't happen. I think war is more likely to happen because of our lack of action.
I definitely think that, Hitler was much more of a warmonger than than Putin is. But I'm not so certain that if we like had Ukraine join NATO, that we wouldn't just go into all-out war.
Well,
I'm not so sure of that. You know.
I don't think Putin has the army for that. I know Putin's army and what he's got, and I think what should have happened is the Ukraine should have reached out and said, based on our sovereignty, we're requesting that everybody send military troops to defend our border.
Oh yeah, we're
a sovereign nation.
We're 100% in a better defensive position if a war were to happen.
Well, no.
I would say so.
I don't think we are at all in this. I think we could.
At least as far as like trying to protect the rest of the world from like Putin.
No.
I think so.
Putin is actively thinking about it, and we're not. Not in the same way.
Yeah.
He's thinking about it offensively, and the problem is you have pieces that we can't see. They've been practicing the fact they know how to cut the communication wire. The big giant one that's been cut twice in the last, like, year or two.
Where? In Ukraine?
No, runs out of Newfoundland or Greenland or Iceland. I forget. It's one of the biggest ways they can keep track of what's going on around the North Pole. And it's been cut twice, so the suspicion is
that's right.
There's something going on. Well, and they're trying to hide something.
Right.
So, okay.
They cut the communication wire, send something, and then, it's back up.
Well, no, it doesn't just come back up.
Oh, no, they have to work to get it back up.
No, it's an underwater, it's a laid cable.
Oh,
It
so
goes,
that takes,
yeah.
instruction to
Oh,
bring it
it's
back up.
insane.
Got it.
It doesn't just turn back on.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to look back on this moment and go, this is where we should have drawn the line. But then again, maybe we should have drawn the line in Crimea. He already took part of the Ukraine. Every time you give in a little, this appeasement outlook.
Appeasement doesn't work.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't.
We'll bring it a little closer home and back to the show. If you're surrounded by people that you're constantly appeasing, like you're giving into them, they will learn. You're teaching them to push for more.
Yeah.
That when they see, you'll run into people that tantrum for everything. And the reason they tantrum for everything is because that's the learned skill that always got them what they wanted.
Right.
Putin is that child. Putin is well, yes, but I've always learned if I act this way, I get what I want.
You can't get it. You can't give into that.
Well, no, that as a species, we don't stand a chance with that outlook.
Well, it's funny because we were watching Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, we were.
And he was talking about North Korea, and he was like, "Dude, they've threatened to like destroy the world so many times that at this point we're like, just do it. Like, stop talking about it, just do it, man." Like, I'm joking, obviously, but it's I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe if we approached it head on, maybe they would back down.
I think so.
But I'm not so certain. I almost think that we've enabled them to like do so much already and take so much control already. Like, China has a lot of control. In addition to like, well, I don't think Russia has as much control as China does. To be honest.
Well, a sphere of influence is the problem.
Yes.
Russia works hard to have a sphere of influence that is based on manipulation.
Yes.
China also, but a lot of it right now is they're looking to build sphere of influence in Africa and South America.
Yeah, they're really pushing for that.
So I was watching the thing today. I was paying attention to what was going on with stock markets, both Ukrainian, Russian, and ours. And I was trying to understand what Putin gets out of this, because what it does is it builds a basic blockade for oil to Europe, which has been it's been the primary source of wealth. The oligarchs is selling this oil, right? And then it dawned on me the meeting with Ping all makes sense. That you sit down with China, he's already got a market. No. It gets better. So the second this happened, the price of oil went through the roof.
Okay.
And
the second they had this meeting?
No, the second this started in Ukraine yesterday.
Oh, okay.
This is one of the primary distribution points for the oil to Europe.
Right.
That's why he's taking Ukraine.
Ukraine has got a lot of oil. Gotcha.
If what you do is you already have a buyer for the oil. The the oligarchs don't end up mad because they make more profit.
Well, the
It
thing,
actually, there's more money
yeah,
in it for them to do what you. So, when you look at Russia, every time I look at it, what I have to do is figure out where did the money go, and the actual money is in selling oil to China. That you raid Ukraine, it boosts the oil price, and then you sell it to China at lower than the current price, but higher than the old price, and the oligarchs actually make more money, and they're happy you went in, even though they just lost $10 billion.
right. Well, one of the things that I saw that China was doing was they would give out people loans to, like, say this third world country wanted to build a port.
No, that actually, that's
They would give
when
out.
we
They
were
would
talking,
give out
that's
a
what
loan
that's
to
been
build
the
this
primary. Okay,
and
so Africa and South America, that's been how.
Yes.
That's what I was talking about.
so, like, even if these people went like all across the world and tried to find other people that would give them the loan, what they realized was if it was a bad loan, China would always take the loan. They would always give them the money, and then once it fails,
But it was a setup.
they
China
have
takes
control
it.
over them.
Yeah.
They take it.
Okay, so that there's
Yeah.
been. The reality is that's happened to a number of ports now, as well as a variety of.
And they don't care if the port actually works because they still have
No,
it.
they do. No, they
Like-
use it.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It isn't that they don't use them. It's not even.
I'm saying they don't care. They don't care if the port makes money because they can still use it.
My
As
my,
their own.
my point is that sort of like that. So the way they get it isn't that no one will give them a loan. You're right. No one will give them a loan. And what China says is, because this is the reason they want the loan. They're not asking for the loan thinking they're not going to pay for it.
Right.
That actually isn't the, and China will give me a loan if I don't have to pay it back. That's
Right.
not the thought.
No.
It's that their outlook is that if you can install the port, we can make this money.
Right. And then they install the port. Doesn't
And
make
then-
money. China takes it. Can't really do anything
Well,
about that. You
no.
just built China a port.
For the record, China taking it doesn't change its ability to work as a port.
Right. No.
No.
It still works as a port, obviously.
In
Like
reality, it still gives those countries a ton
whether or
of
not it gets commercial use is irrelevant.
But it
I
does.
think.
No, it still gets commercial use.
Oh, okay.
That part never changes.
Okay.
It still acts as a port. Nothing changes. It's a port. All of that. So still, the country gets a port out of it. It's worth even having. All it means is China runs the port.
Right.
You still have a port in your country. It's still a It's
I
still a
get that.
normal port.
I get that.
It's not so. As much as there's a downside, and we're like, oh yes, but then China owns you. No, if you're in a country that the problem is you can't even get basic distribution.
Right.
Somebody coming in and going, hey, we'll install this.
Yes.
And some of them are set up not as they're not paying the loan.
Yeah.
Some of them are set up as, and then China will receive this percentage of the profit off it for this.
On top of it, they use their own construction companies.
Yes.
They put it in the contract that they have to use their own, like China's
Well,
construction company.
But I will say
It's
this.
crazy.
Well, yeah, but they hire locals.
Yeah.
They don't bring all the workers from China. Don't picture it that way. Picture it as.
I didn't figure it that way. I just figured that if they're still using if they're using a Chinese company, a good amount of the money is going to come
Doesn't
back.
matter. Yeah, the Chinese part doesn't matter to the other country because it's
Right.
thousands of jobs.
Right.
In
They're
a
getting
country-
their country jobs.
Yeah, that it's. You have to think of it like making a deal with a company.
Yeah.
So is there good in that?
Well, didn't we used to do the same, like similar things during the Cold War?
Ish, not really that way.
Not. Okay.
We do a different thing. We like to.
We did it different.
Well, yeah, we like to. If we really want to port somewhere, what we do is we build a port for our Navy, and then that way you don't get to use it. In some ways, our system's worse.
Worse for the other country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it adds thousands of consumers.
Right.
Then there are countries that we have. What we do is we build bases lots of places. The problem is, the reason the countries don't want those bases to leave is then all the infrastructure
Right.
for this giant
Right.
that is a company.
Right.
It would be like if the company left.
Yeah.
Because not everybody that works for the military is from the U.S.
I was gonna say it's like Detroit. But I'm sorry. I need to stop picking on Detroit.
You know, I'm telling you, no, Detroit's an amazing city.
Nah.
It's actually, no, the beauty of some of the pieces that are now empty is incredible.
Really?
Oh my God. One of my favorites, I know we're all over the place today. I promise I'll get to a point someday. I used to be really big into what's called abandoned porn. That does not mean I have a thing for girls that have been abandoned. It's like where people sneak into the old buildings
Yeah, I know what you're talking
and
about.
get all the pictures. I don't know if it's still true. You used to be able to walk into Motown's old offices.
Yeah.
And Motown, and there was.
They have a museum now. I've been to it before.
Well, but no, I don't know. Is that connected? Is that they put it where the Motown office was?
Yeah, it's at Hitsville, USA. Like
Okay.
it's the actual place that Motown was, and they got like exhibits and stuff like that, and they have people showing you around.
Well,
They're running
yeah.
actual tours.
There was a moment where no, that was just an empty building with papers on the floor, and I looked at the pictures of it.
It's crazy.
And one of my favorites was there was a giant yacht club
Mm.
in the middle of, I'm assuming, Huron River that was abandoned. And it was all gorgeous. I mean, it was all of the wood, marble, the whole nine, but abandoned. I believe it was U of M that got them to give it to their rowing team. And so they restored the whole thing and turned it into this beautiful, it's where the team works out and does their rowing.
I'm telling you,
and
there's something to be said for going around to abandoned houses and just fixing them up.
No, I don't know how many times I can tell people this number and have it continue to be meaningless. There are more empty houses in this country, the United States,
And there are
homeless people.
Yup. It's a fact.
That just is that.
It's a fact, and it doesn't
If
make
you're
sense.
if you're trying to measure compassion,
No, if you're trying to measure inequality, that's it. That's it right there.
no, it's not inequality because
was-
people have to buy houses. So our system doesn't allow for the idea those people can have the houses.
Right.
So it's a lack of compassion. It's not that our system says it fits perfectly with what we're doing. Of course they don't get houses. They didn't have a job to make the money.
Mm.
That's the American system. But I think if you're measuring compassion, you look at how you care for the people on the lowest rung. So today's the 24th.
24th.
And I kind of was thinking about that 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, it's been a hard day's night, kind of, you can get to the end of the day and be writing off the end of it. 1 hour of your day is 4% of it. 4% of your day, at that 24th hour when you think you're all done in your life, let's say you're 50 or something, you're not done. That you have to keep going because you don't know. That there's more to it.
You spend an hour a day doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You'll eventually get really, really good at it.
I posted
Just
a thing.
an hour. That's it.
Well, I posted a thing a while ago. If you spend an hour every day that you set aside being good to yourself, it will change your life.
I think so.
That realize that you deserve an hour. That's not to work on this, to do that.
Right.
That's you deserve an hour of you time.
Self-care.
That
Self-care.
don't look at the end of the day as the end of the day because you need to take care of yourself. I'm telling you, one of the most important things you can do is how you go to sleep.
How you go to sleep.
What situation your brain's in when you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That when I'm feeling that, I literally will meditate on sleep when I'm sleeping,
Right.
breathe when I'm breathing.
I got you.
That a lot of times when I go to lay down, that's the first thing's actually kind of like a laying down meditation, so that I can clear my head. Otherwise, you're taking all of that with you.
Right.
You're like, oh man, I don't want to forget my baggage.
Carrying it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do the apple thing. I like to meditate with an apple. Lately, I've been doing some banana work too. That's what, anyways. Nah. That's what she said.
Yeah. That is
Lately, I've been doing a little banana work too.
that's what she said.
That is, yeah. Well, or he, whoever's working on bananas
You
today.
know, hey, do your thing, man.
Banana for
You
size.
should take a picture of that and the two apples.
No.
I'm saying like
I
a smiley face.
Oh, I thought you were doing something with different
on,
with the two
man.
bananas and with the banana and the two
Come
apples. I was
on,
like,
man,
no.
a smiley face.
I pictured the apple
No, 'cause
somewhere else.
I saw them over there, and it was literally like in the shape of a smiley face. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
I should do that. I should take a picture of the two apples and a banana because I really think it's important to go to sleep grounded.
Yeah.
The whole point of the fruit is what you do is You're grateful for it. Because, man, if you stop and think of what it goes into being a fruit.
Oh my god.
So what do you think goes in a fruit?
No clue. Not the
Hold on.
slightest
Pipe, sparse it out. Sparse it out. What do you
clue.
think
Sugar.
goes in a fruit?
Sugar and ribose.
That ain't the right answer.
And
That's not what I was in me. But anyways, that's right. All of those things that required the sun and the rain and the earth and the wind and all of the things it takes to actually make an apple.
it's a lot of things.
And then I don't know where my apple's from, but I know on top of it all, it traveled like lots of miles to get
Lots
to
of
me.
miles.
Lots of miles.
Whole bunch of them.
A however you measure apples, an apple thing, not a bunch of apples.
I wonder how many apples it would take to like go around the world like, in a line.
How many apples would it take to go around the world in a line?
Yeah.
Hey Jim Cook, if you're out there, we could
Someone
could work on a really cool Apple commercial about how many apples does it take to go around the world.
Tim, if you're
But-
listening to this, please
Right? You know what I'm saying? We could
hit us up.
you kind of that between the Apple itself and then Apple computers and
It's like Hands Across
I
America.
don't really want Apple.
Didn't they do that in the 80s?
I don't really
Right?
want Apple computers.
Hands Across America.
I don't really want Apple computers.
You don't want Apple
I
computers?
don't really want Apple computers.
Yeah, I don't like Apple computers. Okay.
Talk about your we gotta talk about it real quick. McMurray. McMurray. Jim Dixon.
It's Dickens. That's what I said.
I said Dixon. I don't think we should badmouth it if we want their money though. But I don't really want any Apple computers. I hate that shit. I'd rather have a Microsoft
I
setup.
cannot confirm nor deny what type of companies I affiliate with at this moment, and please give me money.
I won't say or do anything for money, but I will eat better.
Well, the one I want to do is I want to be able to go, hey Google, and have it give answers. I want to be able to have the phone in and talk to it. And I want Google to.
Yeah, but it doesn't always give you the right answers.
Well, I'd
It
like-
was telling you like 7.
That's
like,
fun too.
it
No,
was-
that's okay though. That's
yeah, it was telling you like hour and a half.
But I mean, if we used our Google all the time like that, Google might give us a little love. What are they called now? They're called Alpha. Alpha.
They changed.
They've been changed. Oh, dude, they knew they were ahead of the curve. That was years ago. Google's parent company is Alpha.
Oh, Google's parent. Okay. I
Well, so
remember.
Google,
I remember that.
Google was the parent company. Then Google
Yeah.
got spun off. So you got Alpha, you got Meta. Most of you guys out there that love Apple or Beta.
Dang.
Bang, bang!
Dang.
Can I get a man with a symbol, please?
Beta fish are fun.
I love beta fish. Siamese fighting fish often they're referred to as, which means they're from Thailand. That's what Siamese means. And they live in the rice paddies. So they're used to very still water, and that's why they do so well.
See, I keep forgetting that there's like almost every country has like a second name,
Well, no, okay.
or not like a second name, but they have like a region name or something.
Every
like,
country has their name, and then we have what we call it.
God.
Don't think for a minute that, oh wow, you guys came up with another name too.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
No,
I
I know,
didn't
but-
mean it like that. I
but
just
to
mean
put it in
like
perspective-
they have a name that's different from what we call it.
Yes. And to put it in perspective, what I'm trying to say is, understand that we have something we call in America that has nothing to do with what they decide to call themselves.
Right.
Germany is Deutschland. It's not
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah.
You know,
Germany's one of those weird countries because their stuff is different depending on which country you're
it's always true.
in. Like,
No,
yeah,
that's true of every country. What I'm trying to explain is that's true of every country. Every country has its name, and then other country has things
I
they
know
call
England
it.
has a different name. I just can't remember what they are
I mean,
for the UK. I guess.
well, often it's referred to as the United Kingdom. But I mean, England's England, but England's only a small piece of it.
England's a small piece of the United Kingdom.
Well, in the end, I'm just
You got Wales, you got Scotland.
I'm the Eggman. Oh, the Walrus.
I didn't-
24th hour. So, I think sometimes we constantly hear that, like, so I was thinking about show 24, for those of you who don't remember, where you get that constant ticking in your head. They build the suspense. They go,
There's a show called 24.
well, and every show is every season is set in a 24-hour period. So the whole season,
Oh, okay.
so you're watching it click by real time by the minute, 24 shows. Okay? I mean, now admittedly there's commercials and stuff. It was on commercial network.
So
but
each show is an hour?
each show is an hour.
Oh, so it's literally. It's real. Oh, got you. Okay, I understand now. Fully understand the concept now.
I'm gonna need you to draw a diagram because I'm not sure I'm buying into the idea you've got there.
It took me a second, to be honest.
But my point is, so the way they built the suspense on that show was that feeling of you could watch the clock. The clock.
The tick clock? The
Did
clock tick?
Yeah, but you could watch the talk
Did you watch the tickety talks?
clock was constantly ticking, which would be the talk is constantly clicking, and that was part of. I was having trouble how. But anyways, but the tick 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 noise, I think is something we feel.
Yeah, you feel the tick tick tick. Well, you really feel it if you're wearing a watch. That works. This one, I don't think it's on right now. But no, it's not moving. Yes, it's not on right now.
Okay,
The tick doesn't work right now. But,
but my point was our internal clock.
Okay.
That we are constantly feeling like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You know, I'm out of time, I'm out of time, I'm out of time. Well, you're not. Don't waste the time you have feeling, you know, that. So that was why I thought, well, shoot, you've got 4% of the day left in the 24th hour. You know? And if you think of life that way, you've got, don't give up here and then just wander off into the grave.
The thing is, I think most people underestimate how much time they actually waste. I do. I know I do.
I don't underestimate how much time you waste.
You know, yeah, I do. That's probably more accurate. I definitely underestimate the amount of time that I waste. 'Cause I look up at the end of the day and I'm like, crap. Could have done so much more.
I could have been a contender.
Right?
I could have had chicken tenders. Oh wait, no.
No, like, I heard this person say, I can rest at the end. I don't wanna look up and realize that I've wasted time doing things that
Well,
I'm not gonna.
But I think you have to stop and look up
No,
though,
well
too.
the thing is, I don't even think like meditating is wasting time.
No, I don't think it's
I don't
wasting-
think of,
I don't think-
of like self-care and stuff like that as wasted time.
Well, no, I don't think of an hour off as wasting time.
Right.
And the hard part for me, if I take an hour off, is convincing myself that it's okay.
Yes.
Because you know that I've so I've reinstalled World of Warcraft. Because hey, it's fun to play. The problem I run into is I can't enjoy it because I feel bad. Well, shoot, I could be this, and it's important. That's when we get back to giving yourself 1 hour out of the 24. That if what you want to use it for is, oh, cool, I get to have an hour of this, whatever that is. That's not a wasted hour. That's showing yourself that you matter.
I had like, I want to say, I remember I went on vacation to Jersey. Shouldn't be a sentence that anyone says. But anyway.
I can almost smell that.
We went to Atlantic City. It was really fun. Basically, like, I remember the first 2 days I was there,
Mm-hmm.
I time blocked. And what I did was, I was like, okay, for this hour, I'm going to do this. This hour, I'm going to do this. For this hour, I'm going to do this. And I did this in the morning, and as I went through my day, and I was crossing stuff off and stuff like that, I was like, yo, 1, I'm really productive. 2, I kind of feel good. And what I did was, I had to put breaks in between, because I had to build out time for me to actually just chill. And when I did that, or to just do something fun, like I remember I dedicated a whole
So you don't
hour
feel
to
bad
this
about that
song.
time, though.
Yeah, exactly. You don't feel bad about it because it's still something you wanted to do on this day.
You chose.
Yeah, you
I think
chose
that's a
to.
huge part. Even if there's something you don't like to do,
Yeah.
I gotta help. Let's say I gotta help someone move.
Right.
As much as it's out of goodness and compassion, I don't do this anymore. My back doesn't do that. But back in the day, I made it a point that once I had decided to do it,
Yeah.
I was past the complaining stage.
I put a couple hours into doing homework,
Mhm.
and what I realized was when I wrote out my entire day, and I realized how much time I have to just have fun and do things
There
I
was a
enjoy.
ton of it.
There was a ton of time to do the things I didn't like.
If you're looking at the day and going, oh my God, it's so full,
Right.
there's no time.
Yes, and
You're
and
gonna waste
the
that
thing is,
24th
you're
hour.
constantly rushing yourself, as opposed to just chilling and taking the day
Well,
as it
that's
goes.
what my point is. What happens is when you're all over the place like that, you get to the end, you used up all the hours,
Yeah.
quote unquote, and really what you did was
The
that
days really got
your hour got thrown away.
Right. You didn't give yourself enough time to actually do the things that you enjoy.
Well,
Or you
one of
do
the
things
most
you need to do.
important things that I remember, like early on, I was about your age,
Mhm.
talking to people about money or reading about money or wherever this came from 30 years ago. The idea of pay yourself first.
Yeah, that's important.
Well, one of the important things is scheduling time that is about you and for you.
Yes.
And it's a simple, this hour is mine. And if, like, you have to start off, like, you can go, you start with, I have an hour every day, this is my hour.
One thing you really have to do is you have to, like, you have to validate yourself. You have to, like, actually acknowledge that you exist.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to give yourself time to exist and do the things that you enjoy to do. And, like, one of the things I notice about some of the most productive people I know is that they all, like, spend a bit of time each day doing something they like.
Mm-hmm. You have to.
Like, you have to. Like, it's, I don't think you have a choice. You gotta do what you like. Do it. You don't have a choice anymore. Do it.
Well, so often, in feeling rushed, we write off the time we have.
Yes.
That's not admittedly. This all came from today's 24th. For those of you wondering how we figure out what the topic's going to be, it's I could tell you it's meditation. I'd be lying, but I could tell you it's meditation.
Tell you that it's meditation.
I mean, but it also is.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm not lying.
Maybe we're not.
So I start off. I just take a moment and I rest with the day. I know. It's very. And then you rest with the day. Isn't that cute? Resting with the. Isn't that special? Who taught you that?
Buddha, baby. Maybe.
Was it
Buddha?
that
Temple Lady.
that part of so that then and a lot of I have struggled repeatedly with this method. I think I love today's show. I just got totally lost, and we still have a minute. But I mean, it was just pointing out that trying not.
I think I might have gotten some. Have you ever drunk water?
Everybody
and, like,
knows
your
that.
sinuses like start acting up. Like you can feel it in the roof of your mouth. Like it's like not going down the right way. Like I felt that last night, and I was like maybe I'm getting that thing that he has. I don't know. It's weird.
I woke up at 3 and then I couldn't breathe.
Dang.
Not in the sense of like all my lung, but in the sense that my head was so stopped up and I couldn't get it cleared. It took me. I woke up at 3. It was probably about a half hour. You know, if I don't turn the TV on, I can get back to sleep. If I turn the TV on, I look at the phone. Usually, that's where it's over with. Because then I'll end up crap at 6 o'clock. Then I got up a little after 6 to read with Bentley. Then I went back to sleep. Because I could take my meds. For those of you, the farm report will be back next week. The farm report spelled PHARM is based around the idea that, you know what, get up and take my meds. That it's the idea of normalizing. I have a weird, you know what, I notice over and over again that I understand why people just look at me and think I'm crazy. That the ideas don't always flesh out until after I've started.
I go from not knowing I go from like not understanding why people could think I'm crazy to like.
Oh, yeah, I'm on board. Well, my point, so what brought that up to me was I was just talking about the morning show. And thinking of the different pieces that are so integral to it. So the first step is normalize the idea that if you need meds in the morning, you take them. That's the first part of the show. It's not a conversation on the show. It's an every once in a while it comes up why it's that. It's not like a big push.
Right.
Then you have a dynamic where without much effort, you show the world how close they are to each other. You reach out and tap people on the shoulder. You show people that you can reach out and tap people on the shoulder. You don't have to, and it doesn't have to be about that. You just have a good time and talk to people.
Have fun.
But you're kind of making. I was worried about Maria this morning. I knew people I had talked to in the Ukraine. That was real. I mean, that was a real person on a phone in a city that's being bombed right now.
That's a thought.
Right?
Definitely a thought.
But do you see how, like, I know it looks crazy from time to time. And I'll be honest and tell you, I am going with it. The goal is to be the river. Well, the river doesn't totally control where it's going, but it goes. So I see all the spokes of a wheel coming together in a way to connect.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's like, when you're in your head, you can really think that you're crazy. Like, and you can really think that everything that you're thinking about is so different from what everyone else is thinking until you
Absolutely.
actually start, like, speaking it to existence and actually speaking to other people about it. And once you speak to other people about it, it becomes real. Right? And it becomes, okay, this is a real thing that I can do. As opposed to I'm just in my head about it and I'm thinking about it too much. Like, I think, okay, this is going to sound bad, but I think I've finally talked to enough people to actually sit down and record the song I really hate. I don't hate it. I should stop saying I hate it because I really don't.
Why don't you sing a little?
Huh?
Why don't you sing a little?
Sing a little right now?
Sure, why not? You literally have a microphone in front of you.
Alright. So,
Hold on. Let me get this going for you. Oh.
no, I won't sing it, but I'll tell you what. I'll drop
I am beatboxing over here, brother.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll post it on the studio page. I'll post the video again. I'll post the video on the studio page. And then I'll post the video on my YouTube, and I'll just
So we'll
post
be
the
playing the Come Dance. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a really good show tonight. We've got Little Ross Jordan with his beautiful song, The Come Dance.
No, I'll post.
I say come dance. Come dance.
I'll post it on Instagram. I'll post it on TikTok. I'll do all of that. But I do actually have to record it. So I'll give people a little bit so that way I'll actually have to record it and I'll stop.
So you could turn this show or our other shows into a device that causes you to be more productive?
Yes. I'm trying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of my head. And
Right.
I'm going to make it real by giving it to people that I don't know.
Because you don't know what will happen to it organically.
Yeah.
You don't. I had to accept the idea that as I babble about teachings or sharing my experience or blah 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 blah.
I don't say blah blah blah.
You don't know when the raindrop enters the ground it's going to be an apple.
Say that again.
You don't know when the raindrop hits the ground it's going to be an apple. You don't know where it's going. You don't. That if I'm throwing something out there, all I can throw out is my experience.
Craziest part is you might not even see the apple ever. Van Gogh died broke.
Well, the most compassionate thing you can do is plant trees whose shade you will never feel.
Yep.
That's the most meaningful thing you'll do in your life. Right now, in my head, what I'm trying to do, I picture the world like the neurons in a brain. When they're depressed, they go gray and they don't transmit, but they're still all connected.
I can't remember. can't remember which comedian said this, but he was like, have you ever seen these old guys having kids? Like, they really just don't care because they're like, by the time he's old enough to start thinking, I'm not going
Well,
to be around.
But you got that much money, they're gonna have a good life.
Right.
I think some of
Right.
those guys are like, well, I'm gonna divorce this young lady in that many years. I'm either gonna be dead or divorce her at the rate I'm going through women. Might as well have a kid.
Might
That way
as
she
well.
gets, well, it gets her a better piece of the
Yeah.
settlement at the end.
Piece of the pot.
Well, no, literally having a kid means that you got a better chance of
Right.
the money grab when all 6 wives are coming after it.
And the first one who didn't get one is going to be like, dang it,
Should have had a baby.
should have had one.
Okay, mommy, I'm right here. That's okay. I'm Marlon Brando's baby. Listen to me. Don't be laughing at me. I'll make you a deal you can't refuse.
I could have had a dad, but instead I got money.
Don't question me. I'm the baby father. I'm Marlon Brando's baby.
You know, that sounds like somebody from South Park. I swear it does.
Don't forget that I will make you a deal you cannot refuse. Hey, don't tickle me.
You know who it is? It's that crazy scientist.
It
That
is.
crazy scientist. He
okay.
looks just like Marlon Brando.
That means I'm
if
doing
they
it well.
put South Park and Marlon Brando.
No, that's
Marlon Brando and South Park.
no,
I'm
you don't
sorry.
understand. They did, and that's who that is.
Okay.
That is-
I
that
was
is
hoping that they
supposed to
did
be
that on
Marlon
purpose.
Brando.
I was hoping they did that on purpose. Okay.
So I want to talk about March a little bit.
Okay. March.
Well, we're almost,
Marching into March.
we're marching into March. We have some big plans for March.
Okay.
We have 2 shows that we're looking at that we want to have be weekly shows.
I'm guessing the mental health one and also.
We're working on the mental health one, and we really 3. March should be the March of the new shows, the weekly shows.
Yep. 3 shows for the 3rd month. You know.
I think we've solidified. I hope I'm saying this out loud, but also you can contest and be a jerk. It's the plan right
Way to
now.
pigeonhole me into saying the right thing.
Well, no. You can be as big a jerk as you want.
Okay.
No problem. I don't mind. I don't mind. You can have whatever reaction you want, and if what it is you're a jerk, you can do that. That's a choice. I'm not saying it's a wrong or right choice. You have a choice to be a jerk.
No, this is an option, but like I'm telling you, this is not an option. But it's an
you
option.
feel like
know?
maybe there's a little.
I feel like there's a plus.
I'm beginning to feel like you may be manipulating me. Your Honor, do I have to answer this question?
Your Honor, I smell some manipulation.
So right now,
I object.
where's the line Monday through Friday?
Yes.
12:15,
Yes.
noon 30 o'clock
Noon
ish.
30 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, 12:15.
Somewhere.
No, 12:15.
Yes.
We're gonna work on solidifying 12:15 just to irritate my daughter. I'm not moving off 12:15 because I love the idea that we're at noon 30 o'clock ish,
Yeah.
which is 12:15, halfway between noon and noon 30. And yeah, anyways,
You know.
I'm a little off. I think that's the point.
A little off.
What, you fight me over it or something? You think tomorrow suddenly I'm gonna be normal?
I mean, my
It
next,
ain't gonna happen,
my
man.
next show's gonna be at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Yeah. Definitely.
There you go.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. I like that. And then in July we can what's it called? What do we teen something? What do we call it in July when they talk about Black History? And
June? Juneteenth?
oh, is it June?
It's Juneteenth.
Sorry, it's Juneteenth. Good.
Yeah.
It's at my birthday, so I miss it a little bit. I apologize for.
When
I
is your
noticed
birth- Is it June or July?
June 12th.
Oh,
If you're
snap.
getting me presents.
Wait a sec. Your birthday is like one day before Juneteenth. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I like my birthday.
I didn't even notice that.
I think my birthday's perfect.
Really?
If you, how could you? You're halfway from Christmas.
You're halfway through the year. Yeah.
No.
It's like
It's the best way to not
Yeah,
get
you're
screwed.
literally, like,
The
halfway.
closer you are to Christmas, the more screwed you are on presents.
or you could get lucky enough where your birthday is like close enough to Christmas that you still get a No, my
That's
friend
not how it
I'm
works.
telling you, I have a friend and his
When he was a
birthday
kid.
his birthday was 5 days before Christmas.
When he was a kid.
Okay, maybe.
When he was a
Maybe.
kid. When people still cared about him.
Okay.
When he still had love in his life.
Dang.
Well, but I'm telling you, you get shorted. Because what happens is that means they're shopping at Christmas for all your stuff. And especially if
And
you
then
have
eventually they realize
especially if you have
Yeah.
siblings. They're like going, oh my god, look at this giant pile.
right.
Now we had my son Jason, whose birthday is in January. What you do is you'd overshop at Christmas. You-
See, I just remember that every time we would have a birthday party for him, and then 5 days later, sometimes I would stay, sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I'd stay for Christmas, sometimes I wouldn't, and I'd just go home.
Plus,
But
you've lost out on the idea of having summer gifts.
Totally.
I'm telling you, I have the best
That's a
birthday.
good point. I mean, I actually like my birthday because it's like it's very hit or miss. You know, you could get rain, you could get sun, you could get snow on a weird birthday.
I get the roses and the
I like my birthday.
the roses out back all bloom on my birthday. The crapola, the stuff climbing all over the fence that I love, that smells beautiful, that I can't think of, but that happens. At my birth, like, and last year actually our Christmas cactuses, they're supposed to bloom at Christmas. They bloomed on my birthday and bloomed at Christmas.
Ooh.
And like, so they hit my birthday. The roses weren't like, so it used to be. I apologize, I'm describing things you guys can't see, but the trellis out back used to have roses and honeysuckle growing up it, and so at my birthday you could sit out back, and as the wind blew, you would smell roses and honeysuckle. It smelled sweet, and
That sounds awesome.
roses alone for me are too much, and honeysuckle for me can sometimes be too sweet. But the two, oh man.
Together, it's just.
So now actually it does still grow all the way along the fence. There's
I
a
don't
bunch of
think
it out
I've
there.
ever actually sniffed a flower.
Oh man, you got to sniff flowers. You got to sniff flowers.
It's better than sniffing paint.
Speaking about that we have a show about sniffing flowers. What that is in the morning we do the farm report. We're going to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday,
And what we're doing
Friday,
is
and
reaching
then
out to flowers all over the world and getting a sniff.
on Tuesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Thursday, we're just going to work hard.
You're gonna work hard.
Well,
work
we'll
hard, not play hard.
Well, it's office time.
Gotcha.
That Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we've got a morning show. Monday it helps wake us up.
Right.
We're going to be here Monday.
Right.
Now, I
Wednesday it helps us get through the hump.
well, yeah, and it also
and
sets
Friday
the mood.
it's just to have fun.
Exactly. I mean, I'm looking to get guests for the morning show. One specific, and then calling people that are not, like, so we'll continue to call the hotels like we've been doing, because I really like talking to people all over the world. As much as I hate how I'm feeling about the Maria situation, I love that I feel connected, and I think that's what we're going for.
Okay.
That the suffering I feel for that is what I need everybody to feel.
Mm.
You know, so that, I mean, I'm not carrying that suffering other than as a, yes, this
Right.
is how I should feel.
Right. I get you.
Of course I should be worried about people,
Right.
you know, and the fact of the matter is, even if I don't know them,
Right.
there's still, whether or not I pick up the phone, there were real people in that hotel.
Of course.
But by picking up the phone, now they're real. And hopefully at some point that means everybody around the hotel is real. And then everybody around, that it,
Spreads.
ooh baby, yeah, the way spreads. So that's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Alright.
I think,
I think we have to establish a date for
no,
or you got one already?
we're going into March, this is how we're starting.
Alright.
So I'm going to talk widely about the when,
Okay.
but specifically about the what.
Gotcha.
So, Ghana, Guyana, Gahana. I always want to go Gahana at the end. It's not Gahana because it's Ghana, Guyana, Gahana. That's a mouthful. But when we realized that it was, we're all from places
We're all
named,
from places with a
named.
G.
We're all from places named after hell from
And
the
they're
Bible.
all they're all similar. Like,
We're all from places that are named after hell in the Bible. Gahana.
really?
Yeah, don't you love it? It's not really that they are, but they all kind of sound like it. It is not a
That's crazy.
linguistically true thing. It's just a relative association.
Yeah.
And
They're all
plus,
similarly named.
they all start with G's, and I like alliteration.
Yes, 3 G's.
3 G's.
Yes.
Good golly, God.
It's almost like the Bee Gees.
Go get gum.
Go get gum from the gumption.
Giggity, giggity.
Dang it, I had a word.
Giggity, giggity.
I lost it.
So the point being,
Grocery store. Yes.
that
sounded very much like you had Tourette's, like,
grocery store.
Grocery store!
Shout out to people with Tourette's.
Absolutely, especially if they're working in a grocery store. Grocery store. If I had Tourette's and didn't do that, I would work at a grocery store just so that every so often people would be like, "That's a good promo."
No, he's like, grocery store.
Oh, put him out front and point. He needs one of those.
Yeah.
Grocery store.
What do you feel? But it's random.
Well, yeah. So you might say
Okay,
something
so stop.
between.
The point is, we really have to get justice in here. Everybody's going to connect with it.
Yeah, justice is dope.
This is our amazing friend that's from Ghana. He's a little bit older than I am. And the stories are endless. And it's another aspect to bring together the idea of looking at a lot of ways of seeing the world. That show's still a little more up in the air as far as whether there's going to be guests, whether what we're looking at is how the three of us relate to a fourth person who's bringing a story in. That I'm not sure of yet. Next. David and Tori, who we spoke to on, I believe, Tuesday? Monday, whatever. Tuesday, yeah, she shows up Monday. Actually, it was President's Day, I remember now.
Okay.
Loser. We're working on, we've gotten out of the idea, so we've gotten away from the idea of men's health. That to some extent, we don't like the idea that we're cutting 50% of the population off like somehow they're different. That I don't want to, anyways, we had a good discussion where we're like, yeah.
Right.
That really what we're talking about is mental health with a compassionate Buddhist outlook. That's the direction. That's where a lot of my studies are right now. Now, anybody that's watched knows I don't claim some particular faith. I'm on my path and trying to, well, find what I, you know what I find, I find. I mean, it sounds silly, but that's part of not being attached to it. But the more I'm not attached to it, the more fruity the flowers are. No, the more flowers, the more really joyful moments there are, and random, unexpected moments. Speaking to you guys,
Those are important. Random unexpected moments.
so in my head, I see that as probably a Sunday show, afternoon maybe. I don't know,
We'll figure it out.
but the weekend is getting a little fuller because we need a music show.
Yeah, we need a music show.
That I want to continue to do basement tapes that are strictly audio. Like when we do what we were doing the other day, oh my God, there was a jam session in here, and I say that like somehow I was a part of it, and I was, only in the sense that, man, I could feel the energy. It was like one of the things I love about creative people is when they get together and they create together, oh my God, how I can feel it. I don't care what you call it. If you, the spirit moves me, or I can feel the energy, or wow, that was moving, or whatever, doesn't matter how you describe it. But it was, no, but that's what, these kids were going through stuff. They spent, and I'm telling you, we got to put this out. And I don't want to clean it up. I want that organic, wow, I want to be part of that. Because it's infectious. Guys, I sit here like this. And I can't help but like, listen, I'm working my, I'm not working my, but there comes a moment. For me, I think the thing that makes the change is the second you guys hit the harmony. That your three energies and his then kind of are in a place together. No, it's also very we're talking about energies. You know what? The energies are there. That's just a tested thing. I'm not going into what the spiritual meaning of that is. But at that moment, you guys sync up, and so. When you look at this, if you step away from that and call it not spiritual, go to the spiritual, prayer, chanting, all of those things where what you're doing is lining up people's energies, has that exact same effect. So, this room was overwhelming, bro. It was overwhelming. So, okay, so I'm going to throw out the idea. I'm telling you people, what's coming is also the basement tapes. The basement tapes are when we're using the studio. In general, the idea is working out a song, working through some stuff, and then play. You brought it up. They were singing Lion King. But if I remember correctly, the words were not the same?
No.
Because you got nobody knew them.
Some of them were like the same, but some of them weren't because we didn't really know the words.
Well, then you guys just rolled into silly after that, where you were singing. And harmony after harmony.
There was a moment where I started rapping about Rick and Morty because it was on the TV.
We had Rick and Morty up.
And then they started picking stuff up, and I was rapping off that. and then Seth did some of that. That was pretty cool. Like,
Well,
it was,
we did
I was
just-
running around pointing at
We
it.
did talk about the idea of
Yeah.
the 60-second rule. When you do is you give somebody a beat and they have 60 seconds to name. We gotta get you more pictures. Right? There's one up on one side of the room, and you can see that there's nutty stuff all over
I
the
think
wall.
I recorded a good amount of things on my phone, so I have to figure out what I actually recorded on my phone.
Oh no, absolutely.
Most of
No. That's okay. We
The reality is,
the recording didn't go
perfect.
but I don't care. Not in the sense
it
that
was still a good time.
the
It was
the
still
reality
a good
was, okay, so we're trying to work together to put together these shows that we're doing. And when you hit those moments, you know them. And that's when you know you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
We want to share that energy in a way that makes people go, I know how that feels. That's a real thing going on there. It feels good to be a part of it. As much as I love Daryl's house, it's a messier thing. It's a musicians having fun. I love great music. I love watching you guys have fun with music. Because that's full. Okay.
What we're talking about is,
I'm telling you, we're getting artists in here to do a live show. I'm telling you, eventually, I want to do a gong show style show as well. That eventually, I want to call in a show where people are bringing their music. But right now, we're trying to get some people in here to make music for like an hour or two a week. More like playing songs. You know, you bring a song. Seth is definitely a part of what we're doing. You know, Maya, Najee, whoever. That the goal is that's a session where we're going, let's show off what we got. So over here, the basement sessions are where we're tooling it out, and you get to hear that process, and then we bring you a jam. We do complete things where we play produced pieces.
We'll figure it out. You know,
That almost
whatever,
would be easier.
whatever orientation.
If that show,
and
I had an
configuration
epiphany.
figure out.
I had an epiphany. I did. I figured it out.
Here's your fifth.
That show played the produced stuff. Bring a new song every week. Both of you, or whoever. That what we're looking for on that show is, but there's
We'll figure it out.
absolutely no. The goal is for it to feel fun, and it's your. I apologize.
No.
It's a raw
Hey,
show.
don't
It
even-
should be like
don't
what
even-
we're thinking.
We'll figure it out. Trust me. We'll sit and talk about it.
The-
But the plan is this Saturday.
Yes. What
The
time?
plan is this Saturday. We don't have a time.
No one knows. He just texted us.
Somewhere between 4 o'clock and like 6 o'clock. We'll have a show and we'll go live and give you guys probably like an hour notice. You know?
Yeah, just put it up. Screw it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking an hour notice is right.
Well, I don't. In general, I just go live and then share it. But yeah, I get that.
So yeah.
Yo, mama. That's just wrong. So Seth just texted us. He texted yo. I had trouble not saying yo mama back. He may never talk to me again. But that's not true. The point is, that's the show, folks.
That's the show for today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day.
Don't give up your 24th hour.
And a wonderful
Give
week.
it to yourself.
Remember the 24th hours, 4% of your day.
Remember you matter. I love you all.
Have fun, man.
Thoughts for Maria in Ukraine.
Get it. Breathe.
Right?